everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Civil Canadians. I'm Scotty V, and I'm with the good old King Candace. How you doing?
Scotty, I am doing fabulous. I think we're both doing fabulous because, we seen this little movie called Justice League yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Guys, all we're going to say, you're going to have to find out pretty much what we think of it later today with our spoiler reaction.
But it surprised the hell out of me.
Scotty, I couldn't believe what he said out of his mouth right after he saw it. But I think he's kind of... rationality is settled in on Scotty V's mind, and I think he's kind of... going back to his normal self.
And I'm not going to tell you what I said.
No, he won't, because, he's going to maybe regret it.
No.
I was shocked. Let's just say it. J-Ro and myself, we couldn't believe what we heard from Scotty's mouth. Anyway, Scotty.
Anyways, what are we going to be talking about?
So this week on the Civil Canadians, we're going to be talking about, since we've seen the Justice League, okay? We finally saw a Justice League team on film. Mm-hmm. I want to do, Scotty, which I think you're going to get a kick out of, is a comparison between the Avengers on film and the Justice League. Which one do we like better, or who we think is better overall? So there's going to be subcategories. Okay, and then I'm going to have you chime in. Okay. And I'll give you mine, because you're more of an expert than me. Well, not on the Justice League stuff, but anyways. Okay, Scotty, first of all, I'm going to start with the overall team members. Who, in your opinion, was portrayed the best? The Justice League members or the Avengers? As of right now.
As of right now, after seeing Justice League?
Technically, there's only 2 Avengers movies and there's only 1 Justice League. Mm-hmm. So you can't say, don't base it on the other. You can.
Yeah,
it's going to play a big part of the impact.
I'm going to say the Avengers.
You say Avengers still?
Yeah.
Do you kind of relate to them more than you do the Justice League, or is it Justice League just still too early? I don't know.
Because what Marvel did was they built up those characters. So I built up a relationship with those characters first.
Yes, exactly.
And then when they came together, I felt the connection.
There was more of a meaning or impact of them coming as a team together rather than just... Let me get this guy. Let me get that guy. Which that's how kind of Justice League came across, right?
That's right.
We're only 4 or 5 movies in from with Justice League.
Yeah. So overall, I think Avengers did it better.
Cool. Do you think that any of their previous, say even their comic book history or anything would also kind of not cloud your judgment, but kind of, I guess, have an impact on your decision of why you might like or relate more to the Avengers and DC? Did you ever follow the DC guys you did Marvel? I know you have preferences because you go with whatever you can relate to more than anything.
I related more with Marvel than DC. I only liked DC because when I was younger, I watched the animated show, right? Okay. And I liked Superman, Batman.
Yeah, the cartoon series,
but
Justice League.
If we're talking cinematic, I'm gonna go with Marvel.
Strictly on that, yeah.
I'm going Marvel.
For me, Scotty,
the Avengers.
I think it's like I said, the Avengers probably would kind of win it by a nose for me, just because in the Justice League movie, we didn't get that because we know that they cut a lot of the movie off, and if they would have gave you that little bit extra for every character, I think Justice League would have stole it for me because you have more well-known guys except Cyborg. I don't even know why he was on the team, but anyways, we'll just leave it at that. But even then, though, yeah, exactly. Even though he was portrayed pretty well in the movie. We'll just say that. I'm not going to say because this is non-spoiler this episode, but... yeah, Flash was good. For me, I don't know. I kind of relate a little bit more with those guys because I grew up with a little bit more of them. The Avengers, I wasn't really a Thor guy or a Captain America or Fantastic Four. If anything for Marvel, it was mostly Spider-Man and X-Men for me, right? That's why if they were a part of the Avengers, maybe I would feel more like that. Because right now, 1 movie and 2 movies, I'm not really drawn to either or. But I kind of, because of Wonder Woman that we got with Gal in her performance and that, we've seen Affleck's Batman, which he did a phenomenal job. So there's 2 guys right there. And of course, Jason Momoa, from what we've seen in the trailers and whatever, I feel like I already know what he's going to be bringing to Aquaman. You're going to get a surfer kind of dude, loner, who's trying to reclaim the throne kind of thing. So it's kind of like that. But the Avengers, like you said, Cap, favorite Avenger for me anyway. So anyways, okay, that's just the characters. So you say Avengers. I'm saying I'm kind of tied or split on that decision. Okay, so now, what didn't work for either or, Scotty? For the Avengers, what could make the Avengers much better if you chose Justice League? And then if you chose Justice League or Avengers over Justice League, what could make the other one more better than each other? For me, I told you already, for Justice League, for Avengers to be less popular, then they had to develop their characters more, which you alluded to. For the Avengers, what would they have to do more if they were chosen as the second choice than Justice League, and Justice League was our favorite? Like, what would the Avengers have to do, or we see, to make it better?
I don't know.
You don't think anything?
Because it was done so well. I don't know. Nothing really comes to mind.
Because we already had their pre-stories or pre-movies before we got into it, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. For me, like I said, both had weak villains. I don't know. Like, Ultron.
Okay.
You know,
Loki,
I don't know.
Loki was one of the strongest.
Yeah.
Ultron obviously could have been better. But, I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
It's tricky, eh?
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to... That baffled me too, Scott. I'm trying to think, what would make Avengers even better than it was? You know, maybe the villains being a little bit more stronger. Like, if that was the case, like their villains being more hard to beat. You know?
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of.
The first Avenger was almost perfect, almost.
Yeah, you had Chitauri, you had everything. You had Thanos in the...
The second Avengers, I would have made Ultron look more scarier. Or
more
scary.
Powerful, too. Like, he didn't do too much damage like he should have. Like, you think this guy controls everything mechanical? Like, they were really screwed. Like, I would have airplanes fall from the sky. Like, whatever you could think of, Scotty, I would have... That's the only thing I would say...
Was like a negative...
To make it more dangerous and more believable. Like, more of a threat. To me, it felt like, okay, there's a guy walking around, he's going body to body, you know, and then Vision comes along, and then boom, the team gets together and they beat the crap out of him. Like, it just seemed a little easy and almost like predictable, kind of. You could see it happening, Scotty.
Yeah. Whew.
Right? So, Justice League, we already said, more believable. We got to know more about their backgrounds. And why not? We can't really say too much because we're going to be spoiling. We can't. That's why our hands are tied. Unless you've seen it, guys, we want you to be able to watch this. Okay, so now, head-to-head, Scotty. We already have the way the team looked. Did you like the team members of the Avengers? Like, who they chose compared to the Justice League? Or, like, if you had to pick 5-on-5, who had the weaker team, like, just based on their, I guess, prime 5 or prime characters?
Weaker team? Oh, my God. I'm going to say Avengers is the weaker team.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't know, like, to me...
Because look who Justice League. They have Superman, they have Wonder Woman, they have Cyborg, they have Flash.
And Aquaman.
Who does the Avengers have? Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man.
And technically, there's only one god. Thor. If you want to say, because Superman's like a god, and Wonder Woman's like a god, and Aquaman's like the water god, if you want to say that he can control water and whatever in his grasp, I guess, if you want to say that. Cool. Fight scenes now. Who had the better fight scenes, like in Avengers or Justice League? Because I know personally, I think Avengers had better fight scenes. To me, it didn't do it too much for me with Batman driving around, shooting this, shooting that.
I agree.
You know, the only cool part was me when Superman came back. And he was just beating the crap out of a particular person.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
And that was cool. Okay. Yeah. But everything else to me was kind of so. Like, it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't up to par, I think.
Avengers did it better.
Yeah, it was just more planned, more stuff. And the thing is, too, don't forget, Avengers wasn't trimmed off. Like, they didn't lose 30, 40 minutes of the film that maybe would have had more impact with Justice League scenes if they were left in, I would think.
Yeah.
You would feel more, and maybe that's why it was kind of like a letdown.
Yeah.
Lasting impressions. Scotty, what do you think? What do you think of the Avenger films overall, the two movies? Were you satisfied with them? Were you happy with them?
The Avengers, yes, because like I said, they build them up to the point where you know the characters, you fell in love with the characters. The story ended off, like it was a payoff at the end.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the first two Avengers more.
Yeah, it was basically, Scotty, nothing left untold or said. Like whatever they wanted to say was said, and that's it. There was no...
Because even...
Should they said this? Were they done that? Do we know?
Because post-Avengers, the first one, we had Iron Man's story after, we had Captain America, and then everything came together in
exactly,
Age
like a continuation.
Right?
Exactly, like filler material.
That's right. So I would say Avengers for that.
You know, I agree with you. Now, overall, team chemistry. Who had the better team chemistry?
Avengers.
You think Avengers? I think, Scotty, Justice League.
You think
the way
so?
they kind of worked off of each other a little bit more better. It felt more real and natural. As opposed to Avengers felt like, I don't know, like almost like a little bit forced at times. Not to say they didn't fight well, but I just thought the Justice League, the way they were working off each other, like there's one scene that you've seen in the trailer, I'm not ruining this, that one woman lost her sword, and the Flash
Just
is
kinda-
zapping and he kind of flicked it towards her so she can use it to defend herself. Little things like that, I think, So, okay, Scotty, now, our overall sum up, basically, our final thoughts. So, overall, what would you pick? What would you, if you had to absolutely say, okay, you know what? So you won't get questioned or anything. Would you recommend Justice League to people that won the fight, or would you say the Avengers? Like overall, with everything.
Overall,
The way it looks, storylines, what you saw in the theaters. No, we're not talking about no deleted scenes or extra stuff that you've seen after the fact. Avengers. Honest to God truth, based on what we saw yesterday and the two Avengers films, I would have to agree with you. I think the Avengers is the stronger of the two team franchises that we've seen on film so far. Doesn't say that Justice League, there's no room for improvement. I just wish that we saw a little bit more so that it can compete on the level of the Avengers. I know they had Josh kind of like in between for both movies pretty much,
yeah,
right?
he just came in to salvage the
But
film.
as we saw, there was a lot of Zack Snyder with a little bit of Josh to kind of like put everything together kind of thing. Maybe it would have been a little different if it was completely Josh's or completely Zack's. But again, both were good. I like them, but overall, I'm going with Scotty. I think the Avengers does take it hands down. Guys, let us know what you think. Did we make the right choice? Do you agree with us that, based on what we see as a team unit on film, the Avengers is the better team or Justice League? Tell us, tweet us, whatever. Let us know what you think. Give you your opinions. Keep it clean because they ain't going to read it. All we're going to do, hit delete. I might even laugh at you too, because, Scotty knows me. I get entertained when I read these nasty, stupid, ignorant comments. We've seen it and heard it all. Like I said, that's our opinion, what we believe. Doesn't make it right. Yours doesn't make it right either or wrong. Everybody's entitled to what they believe in. We're comic movie guys. We're not pro Marvel or pro DC. That's what we do. So, Scotty, I think that's it. That's pretty much, we said everything we had to say on this episode of Civil Canadians. Nice, short, and sweet.
Yep.
The rest for Justice League, guys, you're going to have to tune in on our spoiler movie review. That's going to be coming up shortly, I guess, later today. So you guys going to get kick it. Don't watch it if you don't want to see anything or whatever, us spilling our guts on what we liked or possibly didn't like. So hold off on that. Wait a day or so until you do see the movie and then check us out. So, Scotty, get us out of here, buddy.
All right, if you guys like this episode of the Civil Canadians, hit a like, share, subscribe. Do check out our other videos as well, our trailer reactions and our podcasts. All right, see you soon. Be good.
Be good, guys, and go watch both movies if you haven't seen them. Take it easy.